Yeah, my dear students, let us now begin with Accounting Standard 7, that is construction contract. The area what we should focus for revising this topic are following. The first is nothing but recognition of contract revenue. Second is provision for expected loss. Combination and segmentation. And the last area what I would like to discuss with you will be a small disclosure area. Okay, this much part will obviously be sufficient for the whole AS7. Now, my dear students, you will say, sir, there were many things. Of course, applicability was there. It is applicable to whom? Let me just have a overall glance on that state. It applies only to contractor who has taken up the task of construction. Of course, what is a construction contract? Nothing but a contract. It's specifically negotiated for construction of an asset or a group of asset. It also includes services which are rendered in the contract and restoration as well as demolition. Of course, types of contract: fixed price contract, the contract price is pre-decided and I will do the work based on that. Cost plus contract, nothing but whatever is the cost incurred on that, some profit margins will be there, and there can be combination of this too, which is generally we refer as hybrid. Yeah, that is nothing but this. This is hybrid. Now, friends, we have to find out revenue, but for that, let me just deal with this because my main concentration is recognition of contract revenue. That is the crux of the standard. But what is revenue? So, the revenue is consisting of the price which we have agreed, claims arising due to escalation, changes in the prices of inputs obviously will lead to increase in the contract price. Claim for reimbursement of cost not included in contract price, that is nothing but claims. Increase or decrease due to variation, and of course incentives. Thereafterwards, what is the contract cost for me? Direct and specific cost and allocable cost. What cost should not be included in the contract? So, these are general admin, selling and distribution, borrowing cost, of course, provided AS 16 allows. It will be included, otherwise it will not be included. Depreciation on ideal plant and equipment and all these things, means this is basic. Now, let us move on to the crux. See, the revenue is to be recognized based on what? So, standard says two parts. The final outcome of the contract can be measured reliably. The final outcome means either we will end up with profit or we will end up with loss. I cannot measure only. Final outcome of the contract cannot be measured reliably. Now, see friends, if you can measure it reliably, then we should recognize revenue based on percentage of completion. recognize revenue based on percentage of completion. How much percentage of work is over? But if the final outcome of the contract cannot be measured reliably, then you have to recognize revenue only to the extent of cost incurred. So whatever cost you have incurred, which you will be able to recover, that much revenue only you should recognize. Means no profit, no loss will be recognized if the final outcome cannot be measured reliably. Of course, for examination point of view, our focus is this: final outcome of the contract can be measured reliably. Then recognize revenue based on percentage of completion. How to calculate percentage of completion? Calculation of percentage of completion. How to calculate? There are three methods. The first is cost to total cost method, and that is the most important. Means how much work is done. So that should be based on cost to total cost. So percentage of completion is nothing but cost incurred till date divided by total contract cost into 100. So this is nothing but a cumulative percentage completion, cost to total cost. Of course, the other two methods are physical completion, where we look at physical work, and third is nothing but survey method. Means we rely upon surveyor. Physical completion, nothing but physical work till date divided by total physical work into 100. Instead of cost, nothing but physical work. That is the formula. And survey method based on the surveyor, basically an architect. So my dear students, this is the way we recognize revenue. So if 20% work is done, we will recognize 20% revenue. If 60% work is done, we will recognize 60% revenue, and so on. So this is based on calculation of percentage of completion. Now friends, there is another area within this only, when the final outcome of the contract can be estimated reliably. See, percentage of completion means what? If you do 25% work, then only 25% of revenue is recognized, which means 25% of the total profit is getting recognized. If you do 60% work, then 60% of the total revenue is recognized, which means out of the total profit, only 60% profit is getting recognized. So this method is a very good method for recognizing revenue and the cost and giving us resulting profit or loss, giving us resulting profit. But my dear students, this method has one disadvantage, and that disadvantage is, if you recognize 25% revenue, it leads to recognition of 25% of profit. But what about loss? If the total contract is going to end up with loss, then this method will recognize only percentage of completion. So if you have completed 20% work, and it will recognize only 20% loss. So in order to remove this inherent disadvantage, AS7 proposes something referred as provision for expected loss. What does it mean? It says, when the total contract cost exceeds the total contract revenue, then total loss on the contract is to be recognized immediately. By recognizing provision for expected loss. See my friends, you are not supposed to recognize total loss as provision. because some part of the loss will be recognized based on percentage of completion. Say, for understanding purpose, I say my contract price is, let me keep the number simple, 200. Contract price is 200. Say my contract cost is 250. Percentage of completion, say 20% work is over. 20% work is over. Now, my dear students, what will happen, you know? If you look properly, the total loss on this contract is 50. But out of 50, only 20%, that is 10 rupees would have been recognized as a loss. Because this is total, total contract price, total contract cost. So, if you look properly, over a period of contract, my loss will be 50. So, as per percentage of completion, only that much loss is recognized based on how much work is done. So, what I have to do? I have to create a provision. How much? They have recognized loss of, they in the sense 50 into 20%, that is only 10. Total loss is 50. 10 is getting recognized based on percentage of completion. I will create a provision of 40. I will create a provision of 40. Yeah. So, this is how the stuff is. You have to create a provision for expected loss of 40 because 10 loss is already getting recognized. Now, friends, moving further, this is provision. We will be doing the question from our past paper section pertaining to this. I have combination and segmentation. Now, what is this combination and segmentation, friends? Nothing but when you have multiple contracts, but it requires construction of similar assets, and all this have been negotiated together, then standard says don't prepare different accounts, prepare only one contract account for all. Like I have contract number 1, contract 2, contract 3. But all these 3 contracts requires construction of similar assets, and these 3 assets negotiation was done together. So, standard says don't prepare 3 accounts, just prepare one account. That is nothing but combination. As far as segmentation is concerned, segmentation means what? I have one contract only, a single contract is there, but this contract requires construction of multiple assets which are separate from each other. Like it's a building, it's a machinery, yeah, it's a furniture, something like that. It requires construction of different assets which have been negotiated independently and separately. But I have prepared only one contract account. So, standard says it's more appropriate to prepare 3 contracts. The agreement which has been signed is only one, but it's more appropriate to prepare 3 contract account for the purpose of finding out profit or loss. This is nothing but combination and segmentation. It's a small theory part. Of course, in our classwork question, we had question number 5. The last disclosure point, I would just go on one area, and that is amount due from customer and amount due to customer. How to find out these 2 things? Okay. So, somewhere this problem is arising. My friend, simple. You just have to write down what is the cost incurred till date, plus recognized profits till date, or minus recognized loss till date, as the case may be. Of course, both of them can never be there. From this, I have to deduct something referred as progress billings. Progress billing means what? As and when the work progresses, what we do as a contractor, we start billing the customer, the contractee. Okay, I have completed this much work, give me this much amount, this much amount. Of course, we don't wait for the contract to get completed. So, that is referred as progress billings. You just deduct the progress billings, this balancing figure. If it is positive, then I will say amount due from customer. But if it is negative, I will say amount due to customer. Okay friends, very simple stuff. Make it simple. Cost incurred till date plus recognized profit till date or recognized loss till date, you have to deduct it. It is either or. Out of these two, any one will be there. Minus progress billings, whatever figure you get, balancing figure, if it is coming positive figure, then amount is due from customer. If it is a negative, then amount is due to customer. Clear friends? So, this is all about your accounting standard 7. Let me go for question and answers. These are classwork questions. I am directly coming on past paper section, and that too question number 4. Uday Construction undertakes a contract to construct a bridge for government of Uttar Pradesh. The construction commenced during the financial year ending on 31st March 16 and is likely to be completed in next financial year. The contract is for fixed price of 12 crores with an escalation clause. There is an escalation clause. The cost to complete the whole contract are 9.5 crore rupees. You are given the following information. Cost incurred till date, that is 31st March 16, 4 crore. Estimated cost to complete is 6 crore. Escalation in cost is 5% and accordingly, contract price is to be increased by 5%. You are required to ascertain the stage of completion and state how much revenue or profit to be recognized. Now friends, first of all, how to find out percentage of completion? Cost incurred till date divided by total contract cost. So, cost incurred till date is 4 plus 6, that is future estimated cost. So, what I get is nothing but 10 crore. So, can I say 40% work is over, friends? So, I have to recognize 40% of revenue. Now, don't say, sir, escalation of 5% you should do here. No. 4 is already inclusive. Now, cost is already incurred. And 6 is also based on the cost which I am going to incur. So, 5% is already included in cost. I just have to increase my revenue. Revenue is 12 crores. So, 12 crores into 5% you add, so it gets 12.6 crore. So, 40% of 12.6 crore, so it is nothing but 5.4 crore. My cost incurred till date is 4. 5.4 minus 4, the profit is 1.04 crore. Clear? This was very simple, a basic question. Okay, friends. Let us move on to some other question answers. Sarita Construction. Question number 7 of past paper. Obtained a contract for construction of a dam. The following details are available in records of the company for the year ending on 31st March. Total contract price 12,000. Work certified 6250. Work not certified 1250. Estimated further cost of completion. Progress payment received 5,500. Progress payment yet to be received 1,500. Now, first of all, my dear students, see, the total contract price is 12,000. What is the cost incurred till date? They have not given us information. So, we can find out from what is work certified and work uncertified. So, just add this two. This two together is referred as cost incurred till date. Of course, we are assuming the work certified is at cost only, because otherwise I cannot solve the problem. And this 8750 is nothing but future cost. So, now if you look properly, what is the total cost incurred by you? 6250 plus 1250. Friends, 7500 is the total cost. What do you expect? How much future expense will be happening? 8750. So plus 8750, that gives you 16,250. This is your total contract cost, friends. 16,250 is your total contract cost. Now, the contract price is 12,000, which means in any case, I am going to have a loss of 4,250. If I am going to have a loss, can I say the whole loss is to be recognized immediately? So, the loss for the year has to be 4,250. Clear? So, the whole loss is recognized. Now, friends, two things more. Progress payment received and progress payment to be received. Can I say this is nothing but total of progress billing? I have billed my customers. How much billing I have done? Sir, I have done a billing of 7,000. Out of 7,000, that is nothing but 5,500 plus 1,500. Out of 7,000, I have already received payment of 5,500. Remaining is still receivable. That is nothing but progress billing. So, my friends, we can find out how the amount is due to customer or due from customer. This is nothing but contract work in progress, the work which is going on. And how much revenue will be recognized based on percentage of completion? 7,500 divided by 16,250, that will be percentage of completion, 46.15. So, I will be recognizing revenue which is 12,000 into 46.15. Now, let us use this formula. So, cost incurred till date, I will just use the formula. Can I say 7,500, which is nothing but this? So, the formula which I taught you, cost incurred till date. See, my dear students, that is 7,500 plus recognized profit or minus recognized loss. Of course, recognized loss. How much loss did you recognize? 4,000 something something, 4,250. So, we have 7,500 minus 4,250, which is 3,250. From this, we have to deduct progress billings. How much billings have been made? Progress billings. Can I say this total of this? Progress payment received and progress payment to be received. So, it is nothing but 7,000. Now, friends, what did you get? 3,750. What is this 3,750? Can I say 3,750 is a negative figure? And if it is negative, that is nothing but amount due to customer. If it is positive, then we say amount is due from customer. Negative, so it is amount due to customer. Okay, friends. So, this is what I wanted. 3,750. This is the answer. So, after doing question number 7, let us now move on to 8. Shyam has commenced a construction contract for 1/4/18. The company expended 500 crores in 18-19 for 40% work. The total estimated cost of the project is 1,250. Okay. Compute revenue, expense, provision for loss, profit or loss to be recognized in statement of P&L account as per AS7 for the year ending on if that fixed price contract is 1,200 crore. Very simple. If it is fixed price contract, can I say the revenue I will recognize is 1,200 into 40%, which is 480. The cost is 500. And see, if you look properly, what is the total loss? My dear students, 50 is the total loss. But how much loss will be getting recognized on its own? That is 40%, the work which you have completed. So, 15 to 40% will be recognized on its own, which is 20. If you look properly, this is the difference. This is the loss getting recognized on its own. But I know my total loss is going to become 50. So in future, 30 loss is going to happen. So let's create a provision for 30. How did I arrive at 30? Nothing but 50 minus 20, that is 30. So my loss is 50. Okay. So if it is a fixed price contract, if it is a cost plus contract, then there will be no loss, because if it is cost plus contract, I hope you remember, whatever is the cost incurred on that, we will be getting 20%. So my revenue will be 500 crores into 120%, 600. Expenses 500, my profit is 100. Yeah. So whatever cost I have incurred, then you have to just ignore this amount. 1200 will be ignored. Whatever cost I have incurred on that profit margin, that is the amount we should recognize. Cost plus contract. Let me do question number 10 then. These are the simple stuff, but just a new concept, that is cost plus contract. There we don't find out percentage of completion, this and that. Whatever cost I have incurred, revenue should be margin over that cost. The last question before we end up. AP construction contractor undertakes construction of commercial complex for K Limited. AP has submitted separate proposals for each of 3 units of commercial complex. A single agreement is entered between two parties. The agreement lays the value of each 3 unit as 50, 60, 75. Agreement also lays down completion time of each unit. Comment with reference to AS7. Should this be treated as a single contract or 3 separate contracts? I hope you remember segmentation. Why? Sir, separate proposal. Each item has been negotiated independently and the cost and revenue can be assigned to each of them. So can I say we need to go for segmentation, means we need to prepare 3 different contracts. Each unit as separate contract. Clear? This is the theory for segmentation. I am using the word segmentation. First part is over, the second part. On 1st December, GR Construction Company undertook a contract to construct a building for 45 lakhs. On 31st March 18, the company found that it has already spent 32.50 lakhs on construction. Additional cost of completion is estimated to be 15.10 lakhs. What amount should be charged to revenue in the final accounts for the year ending on 31st March 18 as per provisions of AS 17? Now friends, can I say we have to create a provision? Let me just do. What is the cost incurred till date? 32.50. What is the estimated to complete the work? 15.10. $47.60 is the total contract cost. What is the total contract revenue? Can I say my total contract revenue is 45? The moment I write this, can I say we are aware of it that there will be loss on the contract. So we have to recognize total loss of how much? 2.60. Of course, necessary provision is also to be created, but the amount that will be charged to final accounts will be 2.60. The total loss. Percentage is 68.28. Okay. Contract price is this much. Total contract cost 47. Total this is 45. The amount of foreseeable loss 2.60. Okay, friends. So let me end this on this note that I have covered basically everything with respect to the contract part. So let me end up here. Thank you very much for watching.